In the name of God, the compassionate, I'm now going to talk about metonymy and collocation. What is a metonymy? Metonymy is something that actually you talk of in literature, okay, adab, okay. The relatedness of meaning found in polysemy, line 1 on page 139, is especially based on similarity. Similarity. The head of a company is similar to the head of a person, or on the top of a controlling the on the top of and controlling the body. So we say there are two types of heads. The two types of heads. One head is the head of a person, and the other is the head of an organization, the head of a company, etc. Okay? So when there is a kind of relatedness in the meaning, we are talking about metonymy. Okay? So there are different types of metonymies. If you actually go to line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you have got something like bottle and water. Related? Yes. When we have got a bottle, in the bottle you can have water. Can and juice. Related? Yes. A can of juice, like Rani. Okay, a can of juice like Rani in Iraq. Okay. Well, let's see. A can can include something like this, or a can of a Coke, a can of a Pepsi. Okay, something like this. So, in a can you can have juice or drink. Okay, so this kind of relationships, or like a car and wheel, or like a house and roof, etc., or like a cup and tea. Kuba min ash-shay. So in English, if you actually say he had 2 cups, he had 2 cups. What does it mean? He had 2 cups of tea. Or when you say she had 3 cups, what does it mean? 3 cups of coffee. Okay? Or when you say something like she had the whole bottle, what does it mean? The whole bottle. What does it mean? The whole bottle of water. Okay? Or she has 3 cans. 3 cans. What does it mean? She has 3 cans of juice. Okay? This type of relationship is expressed in terms of metonymy. Okay? And there are other examples, like car and wheels. In English, we can say car and wheels, or the house and the roof. So in English, if you say, I am not going to let him under my roof. I am not going to let him under my roof. What do you mean? You mean under your house. Okay? Again, this is a kind of, in fact, metonymy. Sometimes it is called part-whole relationship. Part-whole relationship. Okay? So when you say a car, and part of a car is a wheel, or the part of a house is the roof of the house. Okay? When you use the roof, you mean the whole house. When you use let's say the wheels, you mean the whole car. Okay? When you say, for example, the bottle, you mean the part which is inside the bottle, which is water. Okay? When you say can, you mean what is inside it. When you say kuban min al-qahwa, you say kuban without qahwa. What do you mean? You mean something inside it. in the form of a relationship. Okay, so what is that? It is metonymy. Okay, and the examples that we have here, like he drank the whole bottle. This is the example that I gave you. It means that he drank the whole bottle of, let's say, water. Or, we also accept the White House. Well, the White House. The White House has announced. What does this mean? The White House is part of the United States administration. Okay? The United States administration includes something called the White House. But when you say the White House has announced that they are going to leave Iraq, or they are going to have some more, in fact, bases in Iraq, what do you mean by White House here? We mean that the whole American administration, okay? Not only the White House, which is one place, okay? Again, this is a kind of metonymy. Or when talking about Downing Street protested, Downing Street refers to, in fact, the part of the city of London, I suppose, where actually we have financial organizations there. Okay, Downing Street is not something like that. Okay, and other examples. So metonymy is again another kind of lexical relation. The next one is collocation. What is a collocation? What is a collocation? Well, let's see. Words can be together. Verbs can be together. They can be friends. So you can have a friend to your right. You can have a friend to your left. Okay? Similarly, in a sentence, in a text, words can go together. So if you actually go to line 4 of collocations, you see the word hammer. Hammer. Hammer goes with the word nail. Hammer and nail. Hammer and nail. Or when you talk about a table, you also talk about the next line, a chair. So table and chair go together in many texts. Or bread and butter. Butter and bread. You put some bread, some butter on your bread for breakfast, let's say. Of course, Iraqis actually prefer kebab, okay, for the breakfast. So butter and bread are actually collocations. What does it mean? When we see the one, we see also the other. When we see the butter, we can also see bread. Or the needle and thread. And salt and pepper. Okay? So we say something like collocation. Collocation. So there are so many different types of, in fact, collocations, and in fact, when you want to work with, in fact, the vocabulary of, let's say, English, you have to, in fact, know also about the collocation. And, sometimes we have more than two things that are go together. So if you actually go to 5 lines to the bottom, we say, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do has got 3 words, and these 3 words go together. So I goes with don't, and don't goes with no, and no goes with what, and what goes with to, and to goes with do. So we say I don't know what to do. Or when you say, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. There are 6 words that are collocations. A collocation of 6 words. What does it mean? 6 words go together. Okay? Or they don't want to. They don't want to. How many? 4. Okay? Collocations are very important, and in fact, collocations are very important in your, in fact, knowledge of knowing what a foreign language like English. Thank you very much. There's a kind of concordance. Concordance at the end of it, which is a new thing added to the end of this chapter. The previous chapter, the previous edition of this book does not have concordance that I'm going to just introduce to you just now. So this is something that the new edition 2020, last year, when you began this course, was added to the book. Okay? Concordance. A concordance is a listing of each occurrence of a word or phrase in a corpus, along with the words surrounding it. Okay? Let us see. I'm gonna look at to see what it has got here, and I'm going to talk about the concordance here. Okay? Yes. If you actually look at these 10 examples that we have below, you see that in different places we have the same words as sarcastic. Sarcastic, line 2, line 3, sarcastic, up to line 10, sarcastic. But actually, when you look at these sarcastics, you see that they happen in the same text with one meaning, in another text with another. So sarcastic line 1 is quite different from sarcastic line 2, etc., etc. Okay, but because I have not read the whole thing here, I am going to just look at here in order to see what it means. I can't, without being a bit sarcastic or rude, I will simply photocopy and submit to me. I mean, they were being sarcastic or rude. Well, as you see, they are repetitions of the same word. My own example is something like run. I suppose the word run is easier for you to understand what we mean by the word concordance. Okay? Well, suppose that there's something like as I was running, the word run, I ran into a man. Okay, as I was running, I ran into a man who was sitting next to a brook. And next to a brook, well, in the brook there was some water which was running. Okay, so I have used the word run in 3 different meanings. Okay, these are concordances. Okay, line 1. So when I say as I was running, it means that walking fast. I ran into a man. Again, the past tense of run is ran, you know. I ran into a man. Again, I have used the word run, okay? But ran into means face. I faced a man, okay? It happened for me that I saw a man in front of me. Okay. Who was that man? Where was that man? The man was sitting next to a brook. Brook means something like a nahar in Arabic. Okay. It was a nahr, not nahra. It was a nahra. Okay, where water, like a river. Okay, river. Okay. Now, what happens to the water in the river? The water in the river goes. In English, we say that the water is running. Okay, so you see there are three types of words like run there. In the same way, we have got the word sarcastic, like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. 10 different words with sarcastic, sometimes with similar meaning, sometimes with the same meaning. Okay, these are called concordances within one text. Sometimes concordances can have different meanings. Thank you very much.